Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am on another rant. I'm going to tell you what I'm moaning about now. Well, remember I made the video when I showed you how I made a swift for myself for the wind, for the wool, you know, that thing that goes round like that for to wind the wool onto my wool winder from Hanks. And when I made it for Daggery's wool, this wool that I wound. I made it to the size of that. Well, I had some more hanks I had actually forgot about that I got from Sandra when she sent me on the first Happy Mail, and they were these hanks of the merino. Well, I started off with this one, and I've done one. This is a hank like this on there. Well, these hanks, when they were pulled out, were slightly larger than what the Swift I had made, but I still managed. I put them on. They weren't sort of tight around the spindles, they were hanging loose, so I had to be a little bit more careful when I was turning the winder. And I did it first because it's very fine, this. Well, I find the end. As you can see, it's very fine. It's like thread, and the least bit tugging it snaps. You have to be very careful. So when I do knit this, when I get the rest all wound up, when I do knit it, I'm going to be knitting probably a few strands of it together, because I couldn't possibly knit anything that thick. It would take me years to knit something, because I'd have to be knitting on probably not even a 1mm needle for them. So anyway, I done one, and I still have this one and some other ones to do, and that was okay. Then I came to, this was another one, another merino, another pure merino. Now this one is a little bit thicker. I had two of these, and I started on the first one, and I'm going to show you something. I don't know what they've been doing with these hanks, Sandra. This is a handful of little balls. I took the tie off that was fastening around, and there wasn't just two ends. There must be hundreds of ends. That's just an odd few that I've been doing, taking them off. And I put it on I found an end, what I thought was the end, two ends. I thought was a two end, so I started winding it on the winder. And then with there being lots of more ends, someone's cut it. It hasn't just snapped. Looking at the ends, it's been cut. And with me winding the winder and it being a bit slack on the winder, all these other ends started unravelling, and they were wrapped around. The wool is just all ravelled. It's still on my table, and I am pulling as many of these little bits off as I can to try and find if there's actually any wool that's completely intact on it. So that's one hank that's still on the Swift, that I'm trying to sort out all these little bits, and the more I sort them out, the worse it's getting. So I thought I might take it off and I'll do the other one. So I picked up the other one to have a look, and I've untied it. I've still left it tied in, you know, over the whole lot. But I found there's an end there. There's ends all over this one as well. I don't know what they've been doing with it. Either somebody's been cutting, trying to find the end to start with, and they couldn't find the right end, but there are ends all over that's been cut. And I know this one's going to be exactly the same. So I think these hanks are going to end up chopped up in little bits and used for stuffing. Because I spent yesterday from about, I thought I was going to do a little bit knitting and finish the pink cardigan off. I remembered about these hanks that I had to wear. You know, there's another end. I've just found another end there. And I remembered about these hanks, and I thought, oh, maybe it's half an hour I can wind all these hanks on. Well, I was okay with the first one, and when I started with this one, it was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was still trying to wind them and trying to find the ends at 4 o'clock. And that was it. I've got to get ready. I'm going out to bingo. So that's my little rant for that. I don't think it would have made any difference if my swift I had made had been tighter and pulled them tighter like that, because the ends are just all over the place. What they've been doing with it, I don't know, but I will try. I can see I'm turning that round there, and I can see there's ends sticking up all over the place. There's ends there. There's 2, 3. There's ends there, ends there. Somebody's been trying to find the end and couldn't find the right one, and they've just been cutting here and there, and they've ruined the hank. Anyway, that's something to be getting on with, and I am busy doing a little bit of Tommy's. I've got a bit more of the sleeve done. That was about as much as I got done. I never got any done yesterday afternoon until after I came in from the bingo, and I've been knitting with these needles, and I told you about the Zing ones, and there's very little lines since I started knitting. There's an odd 1 or 2 lines. You know, your tension's never perfect, but not like it was with the Zing. So I'm using the Zing on Tommy's because this is an all-over pattern, and any lines, you don't see lines on these kind of patterns because you don't have straight up stocking stitch. And they're really nice to knit with, and I think these, you know, a lot of people talk about copies and that. I think these are the original ones. It's just that one needle is very slightly, it's not even a full size. It's because I tried it into the 4.5 millimeter, and it was much too small in there. With just the 4 millimeter gauge, it just wouldn't go through. So it's maybe about a 4.25 instead of 4 millimeter. It's in between the 4 millimeter and the 4.5 millimeter, but it's not 4 millimeter. But it won't matter with the with this kind of pattern what I'm doing for Tommy's cardigan, and probably most of that. I do a lot of patterns. I think that the rosewood lace is probably the only one where I have a lot of rows of plain knitting in between. So I still like these needles, even though I had that little bit problem with them on the rosewood lace. I'm still going to be using them because they are very nice to knit with. And like I said, I think these are the original ones. They're very good, and I still like them. I might even buy some just to test to see whether these are just a one-off for the I might buy another pair of 4 millimeter ones myself, and if they're okay, I'll get the 3.25 and the 3.75, and the other ones I use the most. I use mostly between 3 millimeter and 4.5. They are the knit needles I use most. So I'm maybe going to order another pair of the 4 millimeter, and if they're both the same, okay, I'll order the other sizes, and I know that this was just a one-off then. And so, for all you who like to follow my bingo, I won again. Well, me and my friend, we won £80 between us, so that's for the last, I think that's the last 3 weeks. Me and my friend have won every week, and the 2 weeks before that, where my friend wasn't there, I was there by myself, and I won as well those 2 weeks as well. So we've had quite a lot, we've won quite a lot, but it does cost us quite a bit to play because we do play a lot of games, and we do pay about £3 a game, so, and play about £2 for play your cards right, because there's not a lot of us going, and if we just have a small amount, it's not really worth winning, you know. But I get dirty looks every time I walk in the door now, and oh God, we haven't got a hope of winning. Sheila's here tonight. I'm there every Wednesday, only it's going to be Tuesday next week, because next week the place we go in, it's only one, they only have one room, one big room, and they have a it's booked for something next Wednesday, so we've had to change our bingo to the Tuesday night instead. So next week it's going to be Tuesday. So I hope changing the night doesn't change our look. As me and my friend, we practically run out of that place of a night time because I think we might get hung if we keep winning. But never mind, we always enjoy ourselves and have a good laugh, and it's just, it's not even the winning, it's the night out and the good, you know, the good laugh and the good time we have with the girls. It's only one night a week, and I really enjoy my bingo nights. Even if I was losing, I would still enjoy myself. So that's a little bit, just a little bit of a rant and a little bit of information and a little bit of my time. And I'll be off to my granddaughter's this afternoon, and I hope she's noticed. She's got 1,000 subscribers. When I got to to my place last night, I'm telling all the girls and everybody there, get yourselves on YouTube. My granddaughter only needs 3 more subscribers to get 1,000, and she'll be able to monetize that channel. And they were all coming up with me with their phones. What do we do? What do we do? Did you just go on YouTube, you see the big red writing that says subscribes, press it. So they did, so she's now got 1,000 subscribers. So I don't know whether she's noticed yet, but I'll tell her today when I go down. You can claim now, you can monetize your channel. So that's my little bit. So thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll tell you next time I have a little rant. So bye for now.